Hi everyone, Pastor Bill Marsh here. I'm doing a series on the book of Revelation. Revelation, is not about death. It's about life. It's about eternity forever. And I pray that you will enjoy what you hear, and I pray that you'll be able to apply it to your life. Welcome back to Revelation, the future revealed, Rapture, episode 2. Chapter 4, verse 1. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show these things which must be hereafter. John then sees a door open in heaven, and heard a trumpet-like voice loudly saying, Come up hither. This is the rapture of the church of Jesus Christ. What is the rapture? It is a literal, visible, bodily coming of Jesus Christ to call out of this world, literally and bodily, every born-again believer. First the dead, then the living. 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17 says, For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So meet the Lord in the air, so shall we ever be with the Lord. Now, what does the word rapture come from? Where does it come from? The English word rapture comes from the Latin rapimur, which means a snatching away or caught up. 1 Corinthians 15:51-54 says, Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep. We shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So, when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the things saying written, death is swallowed up in victory. The Bible clearly teaches that there is a difference between the rapture and the revelation of Christ. This is important. There are two aspects, or stages, in the process of Christ's second coming. The first is the rapture. The second is the revelation. Chapter 4 describes one stage, while the second stage is described in chapters 19. The intervening chapters 6 to 18 basically cover a 7-year period called the tribulation. The rapture, chapter 4, precedes the tribulation, and the revelation, chapter 19, follows a 7-year period of judgment. Chapter 4 is immediate in the air. Chapter 19 is return to the earth. Chapter 4 removes the believer before the judgment described in chapter 6 to 18. And chapter 19 restores the believer to his earthly sojourn as he returns to earth. Many people believe that the tribulation happens right after the rapture of the church. I believe there will be a lull at this point. I believe that the Antichrist, the false prophet, and 144,000 will be born at that time. It could be years following the rapture. That inhabits all this planet will experience 7 years of incurable judgment. This judgment ends with the battle of Armageddon, at which the time the door of heaven again opens in order that the believer may exit heaven with Christ for the return trip. The return of Christ with his saints is called the revelation. At that time, the Lord will reveal himself to all humanity.